So I was thinking, you want to get Cusa, right? But you don't really know which one you want to get. I'm talking about the FOV. Now, there's a bunch of FOV you can choose from, literally from 55 and under until 44. But most players will never choose anything under. That's not why you're really going to get Cusa. You're going to get Cusa for a higher FOV. So you're really going to choose between 55 and 110. Now, this video, I'm going to explain the 3 different types of players and what FOV I recommend for those type of players. So we're going to talk about the duelist main, and then we're going to talk about a player that's just casual, pretty much like me, and then we're going to talk about the player who's a big fours and GA's player, like tournament wise. So let's start off with the casual player and then we'll go on. So for a casual player like me, you don't really play tournaments, so maybe you do once in a while, but you really just play to have fun, or you just glitch. You don't really care about being too competitive, but you still want to have enjoyment. So my recommendation for you, for your Cusa, I recommend anywhere between minimum 70, you can obviously go slightly lower, minimum 70, or until about 90. So I personally, on this gameplay that you're watching, it's 86, and I'm a casual player, and I can do another Cusa for a higher, but I always just like 86 because it's not too high and it's really not too low. It's perfect for casual gameplay, and it's giving me enough advantage where I can still play and have a sort of an edge because I can still do better with Cusa, and it's high enough where I can still see all my surroundings really well. So that's for casual players. For casual players, I recommend between 70 and 90, and if you want a more specific one, I recommend 86 or 85. Really just 85. I don't know why I said 86. Luca just does shit like that. He just gave me 86 instead of 85. But my FOV here is basically 85, so that's the one I would recommend for casual players. Now I'm going to talk about GA and fours tournament players. I don't know if the right term for GA. So those players, those tournament players, I recommend between 90 and 100. Now the reason why I'm not telling you to go 110 is because to 110 to aim, it's a little weird, and it's weird at the beginning and it takes a while to get used to, and some people, they don't really get used to it that quick, so they might give them like actually less of an edge to have that high of an FOV, because you're going to be playing specialist, droidica, rocket trooper, heroes, villains, normal troopers, so you're going to be playing a little bit of everything, and you're still going to want to have that edge, but you don't want to have a low FOV. So that's why I'm recommending between 90 and 100, because it gives you a lot, but it still allows you to aim properly and see everything properly. That's why I'm saying 110. To aim with, it's quite difficult because it looks like everything is so far, so it's kind of harder to see. Once you get used to it, it's beyond amazing, and you'll never want to go back, because once you do, you'll see how bad you actually were and are without it, and then once you go back to 110, you'll see how good you are. But mainly for fours players and GA tournament players, I strongly recommend pretty much 100, just straight up 100. You can choose between 90 and 100, maybe you want slightly less, so something like 90 or 92 or something like that. But for those type of tournaments, I strongly recommend 100. You can discuss it with other players who have Cusa and are in those tournaments, but I recommend 100 for you guys. Now, for the ones tournament, for those hero showdown people that only love to do 1v1s, mainly in those 1v1s, you're not really picking Han versus Boba, which some people do, but let's be honest, it's mainly just sabers versus sabers. Now for those people, go all in 110. Just do it, trust me. With sabers, 110 is such an advantage, it's insane. Out of all the recommendations I've put, this one is, you have to do it. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if you don't, but if you really want to get the full experience of Cusa and the most advantage, you have to get 110. If, of course, you do a lot of these ones, which I see a lot. It's not the biggest community ever on Battlefront, but I do once in a while see them playing live, and it's just so weird to see them playing without Cusa. I'm like, you could do so much better with Cusa. I'm not saying you'll automatically win, but you could do so much better. And I've made a whole video dedicated about ones players, one player with Cusa and the other one without Cusa. I'll put a link in the description because I go further in detail to explain how Cusa is an advantage to the person who doesn't have it. Because now I'm saying it, but you probably don't believe me, because you probably just think I'm trying to make you buy it because I'm trying to get money out of you. true, in some way I do want you to buy it, but I want you to get it for the right reasons, and I want you to get the right FOV, because if you're not happy with it, then it's not going to make me happy. I'm not getting that much of a share, so for me to make you mad over that much, it's not worth it for me, trust me. I want you to be happy with your Cusa, which is why I'm making this video, so you can get the right one for you. But anyways, let's go back to the subject. For once players, just get 110 because you can see everything so well and so properly. So when you go for those hook swings, you can see everything perfectly. And I always talk about hook swings because these ones are very important. And those once players, I'm talking strictly to you guys. You guys know exactly what I mean. These things are so important, and Cusa makes it so much easier and clear. That's what I'm talking about. Cusa makes it so clear where you can see exactly where you end up, or where they are. Because if you noticed with hook swings, partially you can't see them for a bit, and that makes it really bad for you because he could blindside you so easily. So Cusa would immensely help you with your ones and with hook swings. Obviously you're not going to use Cusa just a hook swing, you're going to use it for a bunch of stuff, but mainly if you're going to do ones, please get 110. You can get 100, it's fine. It's still gonna be a huge advantage. You can get 85 like I have right now, and it's still such a huge advantage. I'm just saying, if you want to take even more advantage, I would go 110. Anyways, that's my recommendation. Just in conclusion, I'm gonna put a little board here for the casual player between 70 and 90, or pretty much just 85. And then for the GA and HVV tournaments, I would say 100. And then for ones Hero Showdown tournaments, I would recommend 110. Anyways, you guys can choose whatever you want, but this is just to give you more in depth and what FOV you should choose. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to share something in the comments, go for it, because some people do check for other people's opinion because they see me and they're like, well, of course you're going to try to endorse it, which is true. I'm going to try and endorse it as best as I can because I know it's a good product, but some people may not trust me because obviously I'm going to try to sell it to you. So that's why I really do want you guys to put comments, because you guys aren't going to be as biased as me, so people will trust your gut feeling more than mine. Anyways, peace out.